Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy
They
there.
got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughened him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
No, I'm not Peyton Ansley John Milton. I'm the agent authorized to represent Peyton Ansley John Milton as written in all capital letters.
Thank you. And as to Mr. Milton, is my competency concerned, or
I am not represented by anybody besides myself. In my sovereign capacity, appreciate you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I did have an opportunity to speak to him. I read him the reports.
Who is him?
don't interrupt. I'm letting
I read him. I read him.
You just sit quietly.
Thank you.
I read him the report so that he will understand the charges against him. He didn't wish to hear anything more about his rights, and he does not wish to be represented.
All right, that was a rough start. I don't want to. Oh man, it was a rough start. Let's see if we can get everything working. It's not working. The courtroom's gone. I'm in the dark here today. We had power outage this morning, and I'm still trying to get everything reconnected the way it's supposed to be. So I don't have. Let's see. I do have that. That's good. Okay, we've got. That's working. That's working. We have interest counters back up and live. Yes, that's just back up. All right. I guess what I need to invest in now is redundant power supplies to keep everything up and running when the power goes out, which it did overnight. We're getting pelted with rain this morning. I think we probably already got 2 or 3 inches of rain overnight, and we're getting a lot more. Tammy says weather was bad here in North Carolina last night. We've got it now, Tammy. You passed you, and now it's over us like all day. All day. It's just heavy rain. Middle of the night, probably, I don't know. Well, 3:30, 4 o'clock time, we had lightning come through, and of course, then the kids were all up in our bed. It was like, 'cause it was close. It was like within a mile. So it's one of those where you hear the boom and the flash at the same time. So yeah, that was fun. But we're here. Everything is turned on, which is my first primary concern, making sure everything would power on in the morning. All right, we'll get underway. We've got a lot of things to talk about this morning. We've got some birthdays to celebrate. We have some fun things, interesting things happening in court. Okay, that connected as well. Look at this. Holy cow. All I need is my courtroom background, and I'll be set. Just missing one plug to make that happen. If I move this plug to way down there, which I can't reach, then I can do it. But we'll get that fixed before we go live this afternoon with court. So otherwise, I look like I'm just in the dark. That's a pretty good key, actually. No, it's not. Look how grainy I am. Wow. Yeah, that's actually pretty bad. We're gonna go back to this shot. Yeah, apparently it reverted to previous settings. No bueno. Let's see. All right, we have. Okay. First things first. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Thank you for being here. Thanks for taking a seat. I got the seats working as well this morning. Wonderful. I have to be a huge shout out for Lee this morning. Lee, are you there? Lee. Oh, let me get you back on the screen. There we go. Now Lee's on the screen. First in chat this morning, Lee, you've done this a million times before. We can tell because you got an orange courthouse. Lee, one of our great friends of the channel, as well as a court watcher for us. First in chat, we're going to send it to you with internet ownership. You knew this was coming, so I'm not really going to dress this up for you. Just get to work, Lee, and fix it because we've got problems. We've got problems. I appreciate you, Lee, and Shells, your other half, for the great addition you are to the channel. Thank you very much. Make sure you have at least one commemorative certificate of internet ownership in your possession, available over on the shopping tab for the low fine of 50 cents. All right, I'm not owning the power supply yet. No, just the internet. All right, we have a couple things to do first. Obviously, birthdays come top priority. I came ready today because it's one of those days. Mrs. R.A. sent me to the store last night to get a very select list of items. And I added to it Mountain Dew and ice cream because I thought that was appropriate. So I have Mountain Dew and ice cream. So we have breakfast and lunch taken care of, which is good news. All right, let's see. Are you in a submarine? I feel like it. I'm in the dark. It is pouring rain outside, just pouring. I probably need to take a break and make sure my sump pump is working. Otherwise, all my possessions in my basement are floating. But they've floated before, and that's why they're in the containers they're in. All right, let's do a couple things. Let's address the birthday issue because I believe there are some people who may have birthdays today. We'd like to sing to them. Dog Mom, hey family, 9 months. Thank you, Dog Mom. Appreciate that. And MCAT also comes in with 14 months. Thank you both for the wonderful support and congratulations on putting up with me for this long. Honestly, congratulations. That's an accomplishment. All right, let's see. I Wasn't Born with Thorns says, I buy soda by the case. It saves on gas money and time. The problem is I would drink the whole thing. And as Dr. Goodhair has told us, it's probably not best that I do that. But let's see. We have a buffer sound. That's always good. Okay, we have Lois. We have McKinley. We have Mackie. We have Ben. We have Hope Always. No Name Husband, and all celebrating their birthday today. So Lois, McKinley, Mackie, Ben, and No Name Husband, all celebrating. We can sing to those 4. I like No Name Husband. That's a good one. I've got a friend who refers to a previous husband as a husband. We need to sing Happy Birthday to Reba McEntire. How do you sing to one of the great ones? How do you adequately? I mean, her voice is unbelievable, and mine is not. Is it her birthday today? Can you guys name a movie she acted in? Name a movie Reba McEntire acted in. Let's see. Can you not get a crate of Mountain Dew at Costco's or Sam's Club, or a barrel even? Mike, can they sell it by the barrel? Husband is my new favorite word, says Red Pen. Is the Rancher Drug Mules in session today? They are, Wheeler. They start because they're all the way by the West Coast. I think they're still on Mountain Time. Are they on the same time as, say, like Utah and Colorado and Idaho, or most of Idaho? I think. Are they on the same time there, or are they on Pacific? I don't know. I could ask Siri, but then all of your Siris would respond. Reba would feel honored if she knew you sang to her, Paul Mac. Tremors. That's the one I was thinking of, Steven. We're not getting any penetration. She's shooting the elephant gun into the ground to try to shoot the big worm thing that's eating people. Little Rascals. Stealing Magnolia or Steel Magnolia? The Hammer. Oh, look, a couple other people got Tremors before. I have to give them credit as well. No Pacific. Amelia has a birthday. Okay, I need all the birthdays in one list here. So let me put them together. Hold tight. We've got a couple of court things to talk about as well. Let's see. Mark is the No Name Husband is Mark. Okay, so we'll sing to Mark. I like to No Name Husband, but I guess he'll probably appreciate it better. Okay, one more. Amelia. Where's the other birthdays? Here they are, just scrolling up. There we go. We're going to sing to them in this order if we can get it right. So we're singing to Lois. Oops, if I spell it right. Lois McKinley. This is how fast I type, by the way, if you guys were ever curious. Mackie. Ben. B as in Ben. There it is. Gotta want it. Ben, Mark, and Amelia. So Lois, McKinley, Mackie, Ben, Mark, and Amelia, which I think their names sort of roll off the tongue. So I think we can get all of these in one verse. I'm not seeing any other birthday wishes. Let me get the sound. The sound needs to turn up just a tiny bit. There we go. All right. All right. Is everyone warmed up? Dancers, are you ready? I see all of you are in your outfits. They're looking great. Let's get the right background music. Come join with me in singing to Lois, McKinley, Mackie, Ben, Mark, and Amelia this morning in the world's largest birthday sing-along. This is a sing-along where everybody has to participate, and YouTube actually has enabled a new feature just for me only that allows me to hear if you do or if you don't. So I will be taking roll today, and people who don't sing along will be put on the naughty list when Christmas rolls around. So, and you don't want that to happen to you. So join with me as we warm up together. La 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 la. There we go. That's good. All right, here we go. Places everybody. Shoulders back. Deep breath. Project to the back of the room. Blend your voice with that of your neighbors. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Lois, McKinney, Mackie, Ben, Mark, and Amelia. Happy birthday to you. Nailed it. First try. What do we like being on the naughty list? Lizzie, I saw that. I've got you down already. There's a couple others as well. I'll tell you this. I forgive those of you who aren't singing because you're putting so much effort into the dance. I realize sometimes it's a sport. I mean, you're performing at a higher level, and those that are doing the dance and the high kicks and the flips and everything, I give you a little bit of a break. Happy birthday, Reba, as well. I'm sorry. Happy birthday, Reba. I knew I messed something up. Happy birthday, dear Reba McIntyre. Oh, yes. And happy belated birthday to me. Mine was on Sunday. It was wonderful. Thank you to everybody who wished me a happy birthday. It was like pretty much everybody did. So, to all of you who are celebrating birthday today, including Reba McIntyre, have a happy day. Have a wonderful birthday. We are so excited. We realize there are a million places you could be and a million people who would like to celebrate with you, but you've chosen to be here, even Reba McIntyre with us. You can feel free to chat, Reba. Don't be shy. I know you're here. So thank you for that. The honor and pleasure is ours. That you're gracing us with your presence. Make sure you get your free pancakes at Denny's. Free pancakes at Denny's, which I think they still do. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because one day Denny's is going to be like, we'd like to sue you for all the people who came and ate pancakes and left and said it was my birthday, and a Recovery Addict said it was okay. All right. What? It was your birthday when? Why didn't you say anything? Steven, it was my birthday on Sunday. It was on Sunday. I'm dancing in my head. Dancing in your head means you have to sing in your mouth. I'm just saying. If the body's not moving, the mouth better be. Here's the drums. There we go. The big finish drums. You guys are welcome to join me with the air drums on the finish of that when that happens. Don't be shy. I know several of you can air drum like I can, which is right up there with some of the great ones. I did not get my free pancakes on Sunday. No, I slept in as much as I could. There's a banging sound from the bathroom. That's probably not a good thing. All right. Welcome everyone. We have a few things to talk about this morning about court, which I am apparently not in. I'm in the dark. But I do have a little bit of information I can share with you about a few things that are happening before we take a break. We are going to take a little bit of a break this morning. Court is going to start in Arizona at 11:30. So we're going to be here probably about 11:15 just to get ready for that. We'll have a new thumbnail for that. We'll probably re-gift the internet. So you just get a short stint here where you take care of everyone's morning internet problems. But wow, things have been happening in court. Things have been crazy. I think some of the biggest news that blew up yesterday that we wanted to talk and touch about on just lightly is in the Brian Koberger case. And we know that several things are happening. There's a motion, there's a hearing scheduled to compel discovery, and this is like a normal process that goes through, right? Where they argue back and forth. You have to give us this by this date. We want more. They complain about everything they have, and then they ask for more at the same time. It's a funny little dance that lawyers do, and especially in the big cases.
This is not Burger King. People do not get to have it their way.
Right. They're not going to get it their way entirely, but the judges sort of sort of refereeing that exchange to make sure things go. We all do the air drums, says Lynn. I love that. They judge referees to make sure things happen and we're moving forward and everything's on schedule. A new little tidbit came out yesterday, and the prosecution says, we have a problem. We have a problem. We believe that the defense lawyers are calling prospective jurors to ask them what they know about the case. Literally, they're like mass dialing prospective jurors. The juror pool has not been selected yet. This is not going to even happen till March of next year. So they're dialing. They've got some call center in, I don't know, where call center is at? They're all over the world, but they've got some call center where they've plugged in every eligible person who might be on the list. This is going to be all your registered voters. This is going to be, everyone who registered for the draft. You name it. Any way you're on a government list, they're dialing like, hi, I'm Brian Koberger's attorney. I was just wondering, there was a thing that happened a while back. It said like 4 college students died. And then people keep talking about Brian Koberger and it has to do with that. And of course he doesn't. But what have you heard? What in the world? I don't know how the calls are going actually. But for them to be calling, they're literally poisoning the well. They are poisoning the well. And this is so bad. This is so bad. Is it even legal? It's one of those things where I don't think there's been a law against it because no one thought anyone would do that. Okay? We don't have laws against things that are absurd. Like you're not allowed to destroy the moon. Okay? We like the moon. The moon has been around the Earth for quite a while. We like it. You're not allowed to destroy it. You're not allowed to sell it and have some other spaceship to haul it off to some other planet. There's no law against it because no one thought anyone would do that, right? And here they have the legal team just calling everybody who just might be a juror just in case. Just in case. They are trying to bolster their case. According to the prosecution, they're trying to bolster their case about getting a change of venue, which I think they already have in the bag. If for no other reason the courtroom can't handle it, the town can't handle the pressure that's coming with this case. It is tiny. It's tiny. The media will descend on this like it's the Olympics. There's going to be the traffic will be a nightmare. Okay, around the courthouse is just going to be terrible. There's not enough position. There's no people. I mean, there's not places to put the people who want to be there. As far as hotels and everything else, they'll have to be driving in. They'll be either paying a fortune to house witnesses, to fly in a witness, and they're paying $10,000 a night, which would be the going rate if it's held right here, because everything is booked up. Right? Everybody wants to be there. Media is going to be there. Every true crime fan that's been following this case on and off for years will be there. It's terrible. It is absolutely terrible. So I think they're going to. They would have already had a very, very strong case for a change of venue. I saw this. This came across from. I think Court TV has talked about it as well as the docket on Twitter. But this is the allegation. The prosecution says that they're reaching out. They're reaching out to potential jurors. Man. So we'll see. There will probably be some discussion about this. You saw it from Court TV. It's going around. It was late last night, early this morning that sort of broke. Anyway, so there's probably going to be more. We're still waiting. We're still waiting from Judge John Judge, who was the judge in the case, for a couple of rulings. And I thought the change of venue was already sort of one of them. Have they already addressed that? I mean, they sort of pre-addressed it, saying we're looking into this, but I'm not sure if they've actually filed the motion saying we are officially filing for a change of venue. But okay, so that was a big one. Obviously, we're going to watch for that. There might be an emergency hearing. Judge, I love it. Judge John Judge. He has his own YouTube channel. He's handling all the cameras, which I'm not a fan of because he doesn't understand how it works. he like hits the live button and he starts talking, and it takes time for everything to connect and to buffer and we miss, the good morning every day. But anyway, we'll work with what we have out of that case as we're following that. Let's just call him JJ. No. JJ's for something else. JJ's for something else. All right. Speaking of the Karen Reed trial, when you're talking about JJ, speaking of the Karen Reed trial, the prosecutors in that case have filed a motion. They are asking that anyone who wants to protest has to be 500 feet away from the courthouse. Which, if you look at some of Ophelia on Twitter, she's been, digging into this reporter style like crazy.
This is not Burger King. People do not get to have it their way.
That is double the distance for a normal restraining order. So double the distance. They are more worried about what people will say to their witnesses than they are about what physical harm could happen to someone who has a restraining order against somebody. And they don't want anybody to be within 500 feet of the courthouse. Okay. How far is 500 feet? 300 feet is 100 yards, and that's how long an American football field is from end zone to end zone. Ask yesterday's witness, how far is it? It's about 500 feet is about 3 miles, I think. I think that's about it. So, yeah, double the distance of a normal restraining order, and they're basically only asking for it for the witnesses, their witnesses. They're not asking for it for Karen Reed, for who is the only one who's like got this constitutional protection about, the fair trial. Yeah. How many smoots is that? Says Steve. So crazy things out of the Karen Reed trial as that's moving forward. It's going nuts. I'm not sure if that case will ever actually happen because of, so many things are up in the air right now. So that happened. Also out of Idaho, going all the way back across the country now to Idaho, and we've got the Chad Daybell case, which is coming up very, very soon. Starts in a couple days. Somebody just dropped a little bomb saying, oh, by the way, we might call Lori as a witness. Lori Vallow, who's already been convicted. Wow. They might, I think I'm not sure if she's down in Arizona already or if where she's at right now, but yeah, they might call her as a witness, which is just would be huge, especially if she actually testifies. So that's going to be crazy. And then let's see, up in Manhattan today, I'm trying to do a court wrap up from all around the country and get the big things that are happening. But up in Manhattan today, we've got, I don't know, I guess you could call it one of the biggest heists in history, right? With the Sam Bankman-Fried. If you guys don't know who he is, you haven't ever traded cryptocurrency. But Sam Bankman-Fried, I think he was convicted of ripping people off who had their money in FTX's system. And I think, what did he get away with? It was just like pocket change. Let's see, what was it? Oh, yeah, $8 billion. $8 billion that he managed to finagle away. So he's being sentenced today. That's up in Manhattan. And that's a lot of money. That's billion with a B. He's being sentenced. He faces up to 110 years in prison. The prosecutors are only asking for, say, 40 to 50. They think that would be appropriate, 40 to 50, not the maximum, which is nice when prosecution doesn't like swing for the fences. Defense, on the other hand, they've weighed all this and they looked at how serious it was, and they say, we think that 6.5 years will fit the bill quite nicely. So, for each billion you steal, it's a little under a year in prison, according to the defense. So, keep that in mind if you have ever want to steal Bitcoin. All right, let me go back just for a minute. Those are the highlights. Those are the highlights of what's happened in the last 24 hours that I wanted to hit this morning before we break for a little bit and start again with the Arizona trial that starts at 11:30. Let me go back and hit a couple of messages. M. Young gifted a membership. Thank you, M. Young. Kelly says, happy belated birthday, RA. Best place on the internet. Thank you, Kelly. Thanks for the kind words. Thanks for your 8 months of support as well. Hope always. Welcome to the gallery. Love the green courthouse. Thank you. Diane gifted 5 memberships this morning. Thank you for your generosity as well. I haven't had time to, believe it or not, I don't have much Mountain Dew in me. I'm just excited for today. I really am. Red Pen says, you forgot the P. Diddy stuff. Oh, my. I think, 50 Cent tweeted out something about something. I don't know much about P. Diddy, right? I grew up without a television. P. Diddy done it, or P. Diddy does it, or something. 50 Cent tweeted out P. Diddy done or something, basically saying he's done. Nobody shows up with that sort of force unless there's actually something to find. Holly Mack just gifted another 5 memberships. Super generous, you guys, all this morning. Holly, thank you so much. Weather Watch, welcome. Before we go too far, tonight, podcast, 8 p.m. on the channel. We might go straight from court to the podcast, which would be awesome. I'm not sure, Thomas, if our guest is going to be on today or if he is another time. But I do have a couple things I put in a rundown, just a couple notes if you want to peruse and change as you see fit. We have a good friend calling from across the pond.
Call from Angela.
Angela, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderfully.
Hope everyone in the chat is doing good as well. Well, I first have to say something really short regarding yesterday's trial, and then I have something actually fun to talk about that also a little crosses with the trial. Again, defense not doing its homework. Seriously. Meters, they do know some of the witnesses will not even know what miles, feet, yards are.
Right.
And seriously, why didn't they do some homework about it?
You're talking about them asking distances for this witness who has trouble measuring distances. It seems like a cheap shot, right? When they know he has trouble guessing distances. He has a 6th grade education. Okay, it doesn't mean he's dumb, right? He's not. It's not that he's not smart. He just doesn't know some things, and distances are hard for him. And so when they hit him over and over with that, it does seem like a cheap shot that way.
And double negatives. I talked to a boss of mine who is, by the way, who speaks English and fluent Spanish. She's from California. And I talked to her about double negatives. Double negatives in Spanish are hard to translate and sometimes does not have the same meaning as in English.
Yeah.
You know? It can have a completely different meaning.
And I think I think we see that a little bit sometimes when there's a short question and it is a little complicated one, or it has a double negative, or it has some sort of just a weird angle to the question. The translator takes like twice as long to try to say it in Spanish because it doesn't translate well, and it literally is a confusing question when translated.
I mean, I think the jury is gonna have jury is having as well a hard time with double negatives. Does that mean like, oh no, you did not see him fall down? Did he see? If he say yes, does that mean he did see him fall down, or did he not see him?
Yes,
it's a random question.
And we're sometimes left as viewers not knowing what the answer was, because if he says yes, does that yes he meant no, or yes he agrees that he meant yes? Double negatives, 2 negatives make a positive. It is confusing, but I do think we're almost done with this witness. I think he's going to be off the stand soon and moving on. So if not,
I think
he is done.
I think I don't know. I kind of needed a break, so I did not follow. I'm a little behind, but I think I saw him after the lunch. I think someone got to him. And he cannot talk to the prosecution. He is, I don't know who could have, because he is not testifying against anyone in the cartel. So, but he is extremely terrified, like someone threatened him during the lunch. People may not agree with me, but he looks like someone got to him.
Here's what I'm
not saying defense.
I think the prosecution really didn't care about him at all. They've done very little to secure him as a person and make him feel good about what he's doing and what happens next, because that's his concern, right? What happens next? He's sitting there. He's nervous because he says he had a question. He asked the judge, "What happens now? I don't have papers. You send me back to Mexico. I have nowhere to go. I don't have, what happens now? And if I get sent back to Mexico, they could deport me back to Honduras today. I could be kicked out. I could be arrested. So he's in limbo right here. And the prosecution's like, well, we've got you for testimony for today, and so we're going to drop you back off where we picked you up. And good luck. So I think he's pretty nervous about that.
Yeah, and I mean I'm not gonna go into the details, but when we are on the PDD trial and what agencies are involved, I am just gonna say that his best shot would be, based on his testimony, to reach out to them. Not gonna name names, who is involved in PDD. So just reach to one of them, one of those agencies.
Yeah,
maybe they can help.
I hope he does get some guidance and some direction, just so he doesn't feel left alone. I don't know if immigration to the United States is the right option for him, especially. I mean, he does have that conviction for drugs. It was 10 years ago. It was marijuana. Nationally, the opinion of people who smuggle marijuana is a little different now than it was back then. And even in some states, and in many states, the states grow the marijuana or sanction the growth of marijuana themselves. So, it's a little different now, looking at what he did then. So we'll see what happens. But interesting. Angela, thank you so much. Good to talk to you this morning.
I have to say, I have something fun to say.
Okay.
Sorry for interrupting, but it actually has a little to do with this trial, but most like on the fun part, not the bad part.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked yesterday. Oh, not we. The witness said yesterday how he paid to $2,500 to cross the border from Mexico to U.S., and he paid in $20 bills, which is 125 bills, right?
Yes.
So, not gonna name names because there is how to say that this company. Well, you all have their products in your house, and you use it more or less on the daily basis. Not gonna say which one.
Is it Charmin?
And it's not it's a Swedish company. Let me put it this way: it's a Swedish company,
Okay.
Not IKEA. It's a product company, which means use stuff that you use every day.
Like a Procter and Gamble.
What?
Like Procter and Gamble.
Or like Gatorade that you drink right now.
Common name.
So, common name. So they, I don't know how it's in U.S., but in Sweden you actually can look up companies that are bad at paying their not employees, but let's say people that the contract, and they send them the invoice, and then they have to pay that said invoice, And not IKEA.
So they're business
company,
contracts.
which means,
they're business contracts.
Yeah. So a person I know did some freelancing for this said company and sent the invoice. And that company did not pay them. And he called, sent the invoices again and again, the whole shebang. And after X amount of days, more like weeks, he went to them and he was like, I'm not leaving until you pay me. Do you know what they did? They went around the company with a bag and collected money from the employees. And we are not talking I'm not talking about, I don't remember exactly how much it was, but it was like 30,000 Swedish crowns. Let's say it was in a few zeros,
That sounds crazy.
They got, and he got a bag full of money with amount like 30,000 crowns, which is equivalent to about.
Are you sure it wasn't a robbery?
$3,000.
That sounds more like a bank robbery where they robbed all the clients at the bank as well.
Well, so so that happened. So I wanted to share that story, and I really, this was main reason why I called and just shared, not the main reason for the trial. So
Angela, thank you.
Next time you get
we have to move on, or else we're not going to have a break before court starts.
It's okay. No, it's just that I wanted to say thank you so much. And no, it was not IKEA. IKEA is not the only Swedish company. Nope, not IKEA.
There's another one. There's got to be another Swedish company. Thank you, Angela. Good to talk to you.
Oh,
we'll
there's
see
a
you.
whole list, just so you know.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
We're gonna need Angela to start her own YouTube channel, and then we can pop in on that so you can tell us all the stories. That's Swedish Fish. Yes. Name the company you think Angela was talking about. No, just kidding. We'll get in trouble for that. I don't think Swedish Fish is Swedish, is it? Ericsson? Haribo? Oh my goodness. Is Haribo Swedish? There's a story online about Haribo. They're the company that makes the gummy bears, right? I'm in the dark. We're gonna fix that during the break, but nope. No, not Haribo. Okay. The gummy bears. It's the Swedish meatballs. That's IKEA, isn't it? Don't they do the meatballs? Rolex. I know when it comes, I don't know the details of what the story Angela was telling, but like for myself, the job I just did, the gig over the weekend, a couple of weekends ago, I send an invoice to the company that hired me, and I say my terms are net 30, which means that 30 days after I invoice you, you've got to pay me. And they're like, yeah, we're cool with that. So I should get paid. They've paid me once, and they're going to pay me again for the other half here in a week or two. All right. We're going to take a break. There are a couple things I'm going to do during the break. I'm going to get my courthouse back, so I'm no longer sitting in the dark because I feel alone. I'm also going to fix this so my shirt isn't partially invisible. And the color's wrong. It looks blue here. It's green. I'm wearing a green shirt. Very, very green, because this is the one that Tammy sent me. So we're going to fix this so I'm not like fading into the nether. Is Keurig Swedish? Swiss watch. Brandy has a sponsor now? That is awesome. That is awesome. I can't wait. I'll have to figure out who that is. You guys can tell me. It's cool. Oh my goodness. I just got to. Just got a crazy picture of a mop bucket. I'm not sure who texted this to me. Let's see. I'll read the text. There's a long text going with it. Oh, okay. I see what it has to do. All right. I'm colorblind to blues and greens. That's all I wear, Polymac. It's mostly blues and greens. All right. What we're going to do, we're gonna go on a little break. We've covered. Is there more stuff? Is there more stuff, Red Pen? Did I miss? Do you ever see what I sent to the burner phone about the man that found a golden nugget? Yes, I did. With like a broken detector. Oh my goodness. That's really cool. That's really, really cool. I think England isn't really, from what I know, England isn't really known for being a gold nugget finding place. So that was probably one that was brought in. There was a lot of Roman activity, if I'm thinking of the same one. There's a lot of Roman activity up there that might have brought it up that direction. Have you heard of? Oh, yes, Carrie. It's actually on our list for the podcast tonight. Carrie, I kid you not. I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but it's on our list for the podcast tonight. We're going to talk about that. Did you mention the Riley update? Kim, I have not. I've followed this loosely. Riley, obviously the young man who went missing, who was out drinking sort of fraternity, ended up being found in the river a couple days later. I think the family's got a second autopsy. There's little things that don't seem to fit the situation, like there was no water in his lungs, but they found him in the river. Sans some clothing. Not sure. So we'll see on that one. I just don't have the details to really talk about that in beyond just what I've heard there. Podcast is tonight at 8 p.m. You can set the alarm. That way, in case YouTube forgets to notify you, you can still be here. The Riley story is heartbreaking. It is. I feel for his family. It's terrible. I'm in a cave. I've brought my chair into this cave. We're going to take a break. What we're going to do, I'm going to fix my shirt. I'm going to get the courtroom back behind me. Let's see. Is there anything else we need to talk about that's sort of not relevant to the Arizona v. Kelly trial this morning? Is there any other updates, court updates? I didn't see anything from Sarah Boone, surprisingly. I would have thought something would have come in by now. Let's see. Corey Richens yesterday got hit with a whole bunch more charges, mostly related to fraud and some of the bank loans and things she's done. So she just got a plethora of additional charges in her case. Let's see. Anything else? I can't remember. There's more things, but like always, when it comes to true crime, sometimes it's a drought and sometimes it just pours. It's pouring outside. It's pouring with updates from different cases. And we're about to start a period where a whole bunch of high-profile cases are happening at the same time. So buckle up. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Any update on the Dolly? Weather Watch, the information that's come out about the ship and the Baltimore bridge incident, mostly the Dolly has previously struck a bridge and done damage before. So it's not the first offense for this particular ship. Now, that's normally you'd think, well, we might have a problem with the company that's doing it, but this time it was under power of pilots. It was a mechanical failure, so the pilots couldn't really fix that. But information did come out on the Dolly. There was police. The police did know about this beforehand. They were on different channels than what we were monitoring. So there was discussion, and police were the people who blocked off the bridge mostly, were able to get most of it blocked off. They didn't have the urgency that you might have expected because they had no idea that the bridge was actually going to be hit, and if it was hit, that it would actually go down. So updates there. I don't know on the recovery process where that's at. There will probably be live streams of the recovery efforts and the repair efforts, because this ship, if the integrity of the ship is damaged, it's literally going to have to be unloaded in place to a great deal. And there's cargo. There's 6,000 or 4,000 to 6,000, I forget, 20-foot containers full of cargo loaded on this ship. Some of them fell in the water. There are people who were filming on the shore, and they're like, here's a whole bunch of cow hides that were being shipped to Colombo, and that are just floating in the water. So debris and goods from some of these containers that broke open in this mess are all over in the water. So a ton of cleanup up there, and still, sadly, they're still recovering bodies. They're still working on that. Found 2 more bodies on the bridge collapse. They're looking for 4 more, says Red Pen. Need some bats in the cave. I'm actually not a big fan of bats. They creep me out, mostly because they fly. I actually, where I lived before and where I live now, there are bats. You see them out and about. They live in most areas. I mean, if a human can live in that area, a bat probably will live in that area as well. But when they're out flying at night, usually in dusk is the best time to get it. So just after the sun's gone down, there's still a little light. It's sort of hard to see, and you're thinking, oh, there's a bird. No, it's probably a bat, right? And if you want to see if it's a bat or not, take a small, like an acorn or something, and just chuck it as high as you can up in the air, and the bats will fly to it and just dodge at the last minute, because they use their sonar and they can hear like it's a bug, and they'll attack. And birds will dodge, bats will fly to it. You can try it. You can thank me later. Bats are creepy. All right. One last call. Let's see.
Call from Nosy Rosie.
Nosy Rosie, good morning. How are you doing?
I am very well. I'm calling just to be selfish, Nosy Rosie.
Okay.
I wanted to give my later on today when my granddaughter comes to visit, I wanted her to hear that I am giving her a very special shout out for her birthday on my very favorite channel, Recovery Addict. And I think one day Amelia is going to be a little true crime person, because there was a thief in her second grade class, and she ran to her bedroom, came back with the yearbooks and her journal, and she started picking off names of who the possible not suspect was. And so I want her to get her introduction to true crime on the best true crime channel.
Nosy Rosie, thanks. Do you want to shout out her name, or are you keeping that private? You don't have to.
No, I want you to give her the shout out. Her name is Amelia Bedelia.
Amelia Bedelia. I think that's the nickname, because I know Amelia Bedelia is from the books, because I read all of them growing up.
Yes,
I love them.
Yes, and that's what I've always called her. She's my favorite granddaughter.
So we sang to Amelia today. That was who
we
were singing to. So Amelia, how old is Amelia?
Amelia is 8 years old.
Amelia, happy 8th birthday. Eight's a big year, because you're almost grown up at 8 years old. You pretty much know almost everything you're going to know in life when you're 8, and there's just a few more things to learn. So still listen to your parents, because they're going to teach you those things over the next maybe 10 years or so. But you're almost grown up. Congratulations on being 8, and have a happy birthday. That's awesome. I love the name Amelia Bedelia too. Good books. Highly recommend them.
And she has the best aloo. She calls me aloo. She doesn't call me grandma, so she's got the best aloo ever.
Yep.
Okay, I might be stretching it, but I like to think that. Anyways, happy birthday, Amelia. I love you. All right, thank you for all you do.
Thanks, Nosy Rosie. You too. Bye.
See you later. Bye.
I love it, Amelia. Hope you have a great birthday. All right, we're gonna break because everything is broken. We're gonna break because everything's broken. I need to fix the courtroom, which is just a quick plug and a reconfigure, and we'll get there. We're gonna go live in about 1 hour. We'll be back with the trial that we're following out of Arizona, with the state versus George Kelly. I think our defendant from yesterday is off the stand. I think the last thing we had all the jury questions last night, so I think he's off the stand. He's not released. He's still under subpoena, which means he might be recalled either by the prosecution or possibly by the defense at a later point. So we might see him again, but he's off the stand for now. We'll move on to other witnesses. It might get spicy again. It might get really interesting. I am going to set up the new video as soon as. Do you want me to set it up now? Because you get a little bit worried if there's not somewhere to go. Let's see. Let's reuse those settings. Let's see. It's going to be part 7, even though we're on day 4. Okay. Visibility right there for 11:15, and it's up right now. There you go. So we will go to that. We'll go there in about an hour. We'll be there. So if you give me just a minute, I'll actually be over there and see who was first in chat, and we can set up the giveaway at the internet and anything. All right. Anything else we need to cover? What? I missed the birthdays on my birthday. It was off finishing yesterday's stream. B May on your birthday. Happy birthday, B May. B May, have a happy birthday. I'm sorry you missed the whole song, but we can't end the stream without saying happy birthday to you. Have a happy birthday. You have a birthday with Reba McEntire. Did you know that? Yeah. Now you know. But B May, all the best wishes of the day. Many happy returns to you as you go about your day. Thanks for spending it with us. Enjoy your birthday. My shirt just turned green. It turns green on this camera, and it turns blue on this one. See, we need to get it the same color. I'll get it fixed. B May, happy birthday. We're gonna wrap up here on this. We'll be live on the other channel, or the same channel, but on the other feed in just under an hour. I will. We've actually got a redirect going, so if you just sit right where you are, you'll be moved right on over seamlessly, so you can continue chatting as you have been. It looks like Adam Bidet Model Nusky tried to win the internet, then withdrew the message which means he lost his position, and instead Kristen Hyde is going to be the first person in chat on the other side. So we will, let's see, live chat, make sure it's right. Yep, Kristen Hyde's there. Adam lost his position. So you snooze, you lose, Adam. You had a typo. You tried to correct it, and you didn't get in until third position then. So, all right. I think that's it. I think we've covered all the big things, you guys. If you hear other things in the world of true crime, I appreciate you reaching out either on the burner phone or via text or old-fashioned email. And letting me know. You guys are the best ears to the ground. I can't listen to everything all at once, so thank you very much, especially if there's a big case and something that happens, and like Sarah Boone's case or letters filed, or maybe something's happening with J. Hatch and Kowalski, a big development there. So appreciate you guys keeping me in the loop that way. It helps a ton. Cynthia, we'll go over what winning the internet gets you on the beginning of the next stream in about an hour, because we've got a new winner. We'll have to educate on their loss. But we'll be back in an hour with the case out of Arizona, as they're about ready to kick off in about an hour. So thanks for joining me for the quick wrap up this morning. Happy birthday to everyone who has a birthday today. Amelia Bedelia, looking at you. B-May as well. Thank you. And all the others. Reba, thanks for joining us. I appreciate that. Now back to installing those eclipse deflectors. Was there an eclipse this morning? I saw a live stream of an eclipse. Might have been this morning. I thought it was that. Anyway, I'm so excited for the podcast tonight. We're going to talk about a couple live streams that you never knew existed, but now you'll always go back to. Anyway, we'll have that. Tonight, when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone to make their day just a little bit better. And please stay safe till we go live again in 1 hour, or actually 55 minutes. 55 minutes. It's coming in April. I thought there was like a lunar eclipse. We're still waning full moon. Okay, so maybe the video was old. I watched it live on the internet. Anyway, we're going to be live in 50 minutes or so, because I keep talking. You guys get yourself some breakfast, get a break. We'll be back here for a full day of court after that. We'll see you guys. Have a good one.
Because he's the guy.
When are we going to break for lunch, Judge?
The zombie apocalypse may be upon us.
I'm not a cat.
Scratch all that. Oh, that was terrible. I apologize.
This is not Burger King. People do not get to